Hey, I'm Matt Manny. Thanks so much for joining me for today's devotional. We're talking today about the saddest place on earth. Whatever your day might look like today, and as I'm sitting here recording this, it's early in the morning, it's a beautiful day outside, and as I mentioned in the previous video, if you listen close, you can hear the airplanes flying overhead, but today I can hear birds chirping outside. So if you listen closely, every once in a while, you might hear that incredible sweet sound of the birds chirping. But whatever situation you might be going through, it's easy for us to lose perspective when we look at our problems and issues. But when we hear other people's stories and realize how fortunate we are, whatever situation we might be in, we begin to realize how grateful we can be to God for all that He's done for us and His goodness to us. You might wake up this morning and turn on the television, you might get on your phone and look at some apps and begin to kind of scroll through things, check your email. You'll go to the refrigerator, you'll have electricity, you might even take a shower, maybe even a hot shower and have hot running water. You'll put on some clean clothes and you'll get into your car and go off to your workplace. You'll be able to have access to food and to running water and to a clean bathroom and sanitary conditions. But that's not the case for everybody around the world. Well, the challenge is for us, again, is to be grateful and realize all that God's given to us. When it comes to having things and to having those luxuries, it would take some perspective for us to take a trip across country to a place that you'd have to go on foot because there's no transportation system, there's no highways like what we have maybe here in the US. There's no railway system in place or infrastructure of highways and roadways, that they're all incomplete. Corruption is rampant in this place at all levels of government. If you get sick, you have a very low chance of getting any help, with only 19 healthcare workers available per 100,000 people. Social tensions are high and the constant threat of famine looms in the shadows. If you live anywhere but Central Africa, in the country of Chad, you have something to be thankful for. In the country of Chad, there's all these difficulties they have socially and economically and for their health care. And so it can put things in a really difficult light, especially when you think about the fact that's what we would call like a third world country kind of scenario. But whatever frustrations you might face today, it most likely pales in comparison to what people are facing in other places around the world and the quality of life that they're going through. And so the encouragement for us is, for just this moment, just look around wherever you're at. The fact that maybe you're watching this on a device and streaming it, and just look around the room, or as you're driving, listening to these words, or whatever you might be doing. Take stock of what God has given to you and me. Think about the relationships you have. Think about the fact of how much God desperately loves you and loves me. Our encouragement today is this: that life isolates us, but God draws us close to give us perspective of how much He loves us. You can find more thoughts like this in Psalm 34, verse 18 for today's scripture reading. Thanks so much for joining me.